You asked, we answered. We are going to be doing some peel and stick Dollar Tree projects today with you all. We are so excited to get into it. If you love Dollar Tree crafts just as much as we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified every time that we post a new video. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So if you're new around here, you may be saying, what in the world is peel and stick? Well, peel and stick mainly was made for like wallpaper situations or adding pieces of decoration behind your bookshelves, different things like that. But here in the Cricut world, we like to take things and make them our own. So we thought this is somewhat similar to just like a regular adhesive vinyl with a pattern on it. What we plan to do is cut these using the MGL fonts and cut files, and we are going to be adding them to other Dollar Tree items. I'm so excited. These are the cutest patterns. We've got a faux whitewash wood. I've got some palm leaves and then some of this old accents. Most of our projects are going to be like a nautical theme, but you can totally incorporate these designs into other projects as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first one that we're going to be working on is this super cute little seashell sign. I love these. They've got them with seahorses as well as other ocean themed shapes cut out of the top. But I thought it would be really cute if we just added some of this onto the bottom of the sign. And then I'm going to mark it off with some rope and add some adhesive vinyl to the top here with a cute little ocean saying. So to get started, we're going to add this palm onto the bottom of our piece. And what I'm going to do is just flip that over. I'm going to line it up with the edge here. And I can see, I want it to go about this high. I don't want it to go super high. And then I'm just going to mark off where I need to cut it. Now you could totally cut this part with the Cricut if you wanted to, but I think it's going to be easier for us to just cut this with a paper cutter or scissors. And then we can just sand all of the loose edges. So I just flipped our vinyl over and I'm just going to trace around the bottom edge of this sign. And I've got it pulled up to as high as I would like for the vinyl to actually go. Now you could totally cut this with your Cricut. It's just two straight edges. So you can use a paper trimmer or scissors, whatever you prefer. I think the scissors are just going to be the fastest bet. And then if we have any excess hanging off the edges, we can obviously sand those off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, and then all we're going to need to do is remove the backing. This is just like a sticker. You just have to remove the backer, and then the front piece is going to have a sticky adhesive on the back. And then to prevent bubbles, I'm just going to fold back a little flap, and then we can attach it right here, and you can just take a burnishing tool, and then I'm just going to burnish it down as we go. This is going to prevent any bubbles from getting in our vinyl. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn our hot glue gun on, and I've got some of this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree I'm going to use to just kind of add some texture onto the sign. So I'm thinking instead of just putting it right here on the front, it would look better for us to wrap it around the back side. It doesn't lift it off of whatever it's going to be hanging on too much. So I'm going to do that, but I want to go ahead and put my vinyl on while it is flat to the ground. So we'll save this step for just after we apply our saying. What you're going to want to do is measure the area that you're putting the words. So I've just got a tape measure here, and we're going to do it no bigger than 9 by about 5 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to pull in a rectangle that is the dimensions of the area that we want to put our words. So I'm going to unlock this. Let's make it 5.75 by 9. And I'm just going to change it to a guide. I really just need it to see how big to make my words. And then we're going to pull in a text box. And all it's going to say is all I need is vitamin C. And then I'm just going to use one of the Maker's Gonna Learn fonts in something that I can read well that kind of matches our beachy vibe. Okay, so I have resized everything so that it fits within our parameters, and I'm going to be cutting this out of HTV. I'm going to hide anything on my canvas that I don't need, and then we are going to go to make it. We're using HTV, so I want to mirror my image, select continue, and we're going to be cutting this on everyday iron-on. So while that cuts out, I'm going to put this on a medium heat setting and let that heat up. That way we can apply our vinyl to our wood. Okay, so before I actually apply this on here, I'm going to put this rope just so I kind of know how much space I want in between my words. The good thing about HTV is that it doesn't adhere until you apply the heat to it, so I can move it around as needed. And once I get it where I want, we can go ahead and iron it on. So I feel like this green is not reading well, so we're going to add just a thin wash of a color that's similar to this rope color, and that way the words pop off of the wood sign better. So I'm just going to be using a linen colored chalk paint from Starcraft. This is linen white, and I don't even need the jar of paint. I can just get a little bit on a foam brush and kind of dab this in, and I'm just going to do some light random brush strokes, and this is called dry brushing. So you're not actually filling it all the way in with paint, but rather just adding some brush strokes to make it look distressed. Okay, and so you want to make sure that's completely dry before you go in and apply your vinyl. So I'm just going to put this right on here. Again, putting my rope right at the border just so I can see how much distance I've got in between, and then adjust as needed and go ahead and apply the heat to your vinyl. Okay. I'm just going to flip this on the side, and I'm going to make sure that I've got my rope lined up to the edge of my vinyl. We're going to add some glue right here on the back. Then I'm just going to add hot glue all the way across this. And remember, hot glue dries quick, so be fast. And then we're just going to add a dot of glue on the back, and then we'll trim off the excess. Okay, so for our next project, I have been dying to use this old aged whitewashed wood on some type of project, and I was walking through the $3 to $5 section at the Dollar Tree and found one of these little signs. Does this not look like a piece of like old driftwood or like an old beach sign? I thought, how cute would it be to put it on here? Obviously, this is already a wood sign, which seems crazy, but this is like old white planks and it's distressed, and I don't have to do all of that. Like it's already ready for me to go. So we're going to add this to the vinyl. I got some little seashells to add decor right here. These little jars of seashells. I'm going to open these up and we can add them on here and maybe put like a cute little saying. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start, I'm going to start by applying my vinyl. I'm just going to take the backing off just on the edge, and we'll be using most of this piece of vinyl, mainly because the sign is so big. Okay, I'm just going to fold this back. And then we're going to make sure to cover the entire edge. They already pre-cut it, so there's actually like a little edge for you if you're doing it from the long edge, but we did it from the left side, so it's fine. And then I'm just going to take my squeegee and pull this backing off as we go. Okay. I'm just going to burnish all of this down, making sure it's adhered really well. And now I'll just take an X-Acto knife and cut off all of the excess, and then we will sand the edges. So now I'm just going to measure the area that I want to put the words. So I want it to be pretty big, but I don't want to come out here where all of these ridges are. So I'm just going to keep it about 10 by 8. So let's go into Design Space and create our design. I'm just going to pull in a square that is 10 by 8. And then we can add our saying. I'm going to type in probably at the beach. We're going to be cutting this out of adhesive vinyl, so I don't need to mirror it in this situation. And then I'm just going to cut it out of the premium vinyl. Removable mat. Okay, so I've got my words on here. I was going to originally put them in the middle, but I was thinking I could put this little jar of seashells on here, and we could have these shells kind of going up the side here, and I think that that is going to be cute. And I can kind of play around with my placement before I actually attach my vinyl, so that's kind of nice. You can even attach the little cork. So this is where you're going to be able to kind of play around however you would like. And then I'm just going to use hot glue to attach all of these pieces. And once you get all of your seashells glued on, you are good to go. Okay, for our next project, this is one of my favorites. So this is going to have a fun design on it. We've got a turtle and some words, I'm thinking. But this little wood plaque right here, these are in the $3 to $5 section at the Dollar Tree as well. And all I did was take some of this Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover Paint and Primer in Vintage Teal. And I gave it a good couple of coats of paint and let it dry. And let's go ahead and jump into Design Space and we can design our entire sign. So I've just added a square that's the size of our design, and then I pulled in a sea turtle from the Maker's Gonna Learn cut file library, and then we're using the font Generous to add some text on here. And I'm just gonna be cutting the words as well as this portion of the sea turtle out in white. And then I took the layers of the shell and just united them. So you can go in your layers panel. You can see if I undo this unite, let me show you exactly what I did. So I selected each layer that had the sea turtle shell on it, and I changed them to the same shade of blue. And then I'm just going to unite them. That way they all cut out as one unit, because the blue shell is what I'm going to be cutting out of that navy blue vinyl that we had with gold accents. So everything else will be out of white, and then the rest will be out of that Dollar Tree peel and stick. I'm going to go ahead and hide this square because we're not actually going to be cutting it, and then we're going to go to make it. So I'm going to be cutting the white out of HTV. I'm going to go ahead and mirror my images and then apply my vinyl to my Cricut mat. We're just going to cut this on the everyday iron-on cut setting and go ahead and load it into our Cricut. Okay, and then we're just going to put on some vinyl for our words. I'm just going to cut off a piece here. So I'm just going to line this up where I'm wanting it, making sure that our letters are going to fit on here before we iron anything on, and they will. I'm going to go ahead and apply the turtle. I've got my mini easy press on the second heat setting, and then you can see these come off the edge a little bit, but we can trim those up. So I had this one in mind originally, but I don't like how it looks with this teal. So I'm going to cut it out of this tropical leaf pattern. And I'm not going to be mirroring my image in Design Space. I'm just going to cut it regularly. And I'm going to cut it on the premium vinyl cut setting. And I did add more pressure to this just to be safe. Since this is an intricate design, I want to make sure it cuts out really clean. Okay, now that it's weeded, I'm just going to put some transfer tape that we used earlier on here. Now I feel like using the recycled transfer tape is going to help because it's a little bit less sticky than it was the first time we used it. And it's not going to try to hold onto our paper vinyl as much. Remove the backing, and then we're going to apply the shell to our turtle. Now, if you wanted to add a sealant onto the top of this, you totally could, or you could be done here and it looks just as cute. For our last project, I found this super cute little bucket. It looks like a giant solo cup, but it's green. I love this color for the summer. And I was thinking we could put a cute little saying on here or just put drinks. And I'm going to cut it again out of this Hawaiian tropical peel and stick vinyl. Y'all can use whatever patterns that you have available. I'm just really digging this for our tropical theme. So I'm going to cut this out using a Maker's Gonna Learn cut file. First, I'm going to start by measuring the area that we want to put our vinyl. So I'm thinking about 7 inches wide and no bigger than about 3.5, 3.25 tall. I'm just going to type out drinks. And then you can see up here in our width, I'm just going to change this to 7. You can see the height's only 1.92 with this font, but I am going to choose a different font. So just get it lined up as straight as you can, and then we're going to burnish it down and pull our masking tape off. How cute is that? Okay, you all, what did you think about all of these Dollar Tree crafts today? We had so much fun making them with you guys, and I would love to know your favorite. If you've got a favorite, make sure to comment below. If you like the drinks, if you prefer the turtle or the seashells or even this tall skinny sign, I would love to know your thoughts. If you all create any of these and you are a member, make sure to post a photo in our Facebook group. We love to see it. And as always, if you all are brand new here and you have not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're notified every time that we post on the channel new Dollar Tree crafts. If you guys like this one, make sure to watch this video and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.